Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for another beer review. Right, I'm going to be brutally honest now. This is going to be a little bit of a half-cut beer review. Been out in the sun, not for long. I'm looking rather red, but I wasn't out in it for long. We had a couple of beers this afternoon. You know what you do? You do the usual shit, and even though I've had a bit of an afternoon nap, we got up, got ready, went out, a couple of beers before the meal, and then I had some fancy wine. I had some fancy wine with me meal, along with beer, and then the missus has gone out to watch. I say gone out. She's still on the boat, obviously, but she's gone to the cinema to watch the latest Thor movie. You know, the old Marvel stuff. I couldn't be arsed with that. I just don't do the movies, if you like. I like the odd film here and there, but there's nothing that I tend to rush out and go and watch. So while she was in there, I went to Brody's Bar. I've had a couple, as you can tell, and I bought a couple to take away with me so I could come back and review. Can't even get my words out. Review them in my room. Now, I have tried all the beers now in Brody's Bar, all the real ales. They're all sort of beers you can get in a supermarket generally. But what I've done, I've just picked two up to bring away with me, because I thought if I bring four, I'm bound to drop one because I've had a couple. So I thought I'd just do two today, or bring two back today. Let's put it that way. I'll probably only do one beer. So yeah, we are in the room. I've been waffling for nearly 2 minutes now, telling you what's going on. You don't give a shit. You've come here to see a beer review. So the two beers that I picked up from Brody's Bar, and they were beers that I'd never had before. Now this one, where I live, let's just do that because the old camera's going to go off. Now this one, initially, not the first one I picked up, is from Ilkley brewery, and it's a bottle of their Mary Jane Session Pale Ale, coming in at 3.5%. Now that is a beer that I generally wouldn't see where I live. To be honest, that's probably going to be more Yorkshire way. But the other beer that I picked up is one that I've seen many times in Asda, Tesco, Morrison's, everywhere, and it's from Badger Brewery, and it's their Tanglefoot. So I picked these two up to take away with me. I'm going to review one. I think I should probably go for the lighter one. They are chilled, so they're probably going to be too cold. So I'm thinking leaving the Tanglefoot at room temperature. The Session Pale Ale, it is lighter. It will probably be okay cold. So I'm going to review that one now. Anyway, looking a bit dark and boring. Glass at the ready. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video just for a second because I don't have a bottle opener. So I'm going to have a go with this spoon, and what you don't want to see me doing is spending 20 minutes trying to open this beer. So I'm going to pause it. Once it's opened, we'll start again and we'll get cracking with the review. So back in a tick. There we go. We are back. Now it's been what I said before and how long it's been since I started the camera. It's been about 5, 6, 7 minutes. I did manage to get the bottle cap off with a spoon, as you can see there. It's taken a bit of persuasion. So the beer we've got is from Ilkley Brewery, and this is their Mary Jane Session Pale Ale, coming in at 3.5%. Ilkley Brewery, I'm certain they're from Yorkshire or something way. The writing is that small on that. My eyes are that bad. Like I say, I've had one or two, shall we say. It's from Yorkshire. From Yorkshire, because it says Yorkshire's Most Wanted on there. So, we got Session Pale Ale, 3.5%. Mary Jane, Ilkley Brewery, out of Yorkshire. Let's get it into this fanny glass that we get in the rooms and give it a try. I bet you lot are thinking, fucking hell, Baz. Not only are you as red as a salmon, but this review is absolutely shite. But ignore that bit. if you're watching, go 5 minutes in, get past all the rubbish, and see what the actual review is like. So, beer in a glass, crystal clear as you'd expect. It's a little dark in here because I had to turn that one off. Because, to be quite honest, if I have that one on, I'll look as pink as that label. Look pretty much like that anyway. But yeah, we got a very, very, very light straw looking pale ale. There's a few bubbles going up. We got a finger of white compact head. Can't really judge what a beer looks like or what it pours like on this cruise because, quite frankly, the glasses are shit. You know. So yeah, I suppose it looks like a session pale ale. Let's dive in on the nose and see what we get. Like I say, 3.8%. Trying to swirl this is a bit of a nightmare, mostly because of me. Yeah, I ain't getting a lot from it. You do get that little slight hoppiness from it. You get that pale ale sort of smell. But I'll be honest, the first time I had this about 10:30 the other morning in Brody's. And it didn't smell of a lot, but it smelled better, so maybe the glasses aren't sort of really beer clean. But there's not a lot going on. Hoppy, citrus, pale ale, typical sort of smell really. So let's dive in, give it a go. Cheers everyone. Three and a half %. Very light. Straight away, it's very, very light. I'm not going to go down the lines of watery, but it is very light. Quite carbonated, which then makes the mouthfeel not particularly smooth. But it is easy drinking because it's light. It's hoppy. It's hoppy. It's malty. There's a malty backbone to it. It's very typical sort of pale ale without too much tropical notes. It's got a slight fruitiness there. With it being so light as well, it does have a little bit of a lager sort of feel to it. Now, a pale ale lager, they're not a million miles off in a sense. You know, for me, pale ales still drink like a lager, but have a little bit more hop presence. And that is pretty much the same in this beer. Excuse me. Oh, got the hiccups. Like I say, hoppy, citrus, maybe even a little inkling of sort of pine in the background. You get that malty backbone. 3.5%. Doesn't really drink heavy. I mean, it drinks like a 3.5% beer, really, if you think about it, as in body wise. Flavour wise, it sort of drinks a little bit stronger because it's got that bitterness as well. I'm going to say it's probably got a little bit of grapefruit bitterness in there, thinking about it. Yeah, there's definitely a grapefruit tang to it that gives it a grapefruit bitterness, which makes it feel a little bit stronger, but it still drinks really light. What do I think of it? Again, it's another one of them beers I don't want to slate because, to be honest, at 3.5%, like I say, it's not watery on the body. It's got flavour. It's drinkable. But personally for me, I do like them stronger beers. But I think if you like the lighter beers and you're quite willing to go down to this ABV, this is the sort of beer that will suit you. Again, I think it may even suit a lager drinker. I think it's got enough there, sort of lager side of it, that you could tolerate the pale ale side. But yeah, personally for me, it is a little bit light. I'm not going to say it's totally bland, because it hasn't. It's not. It has got flavour. But I do like a more full-bodied beer. I'd rather drink stronger beers and have a lot less of them. But for people that maybe want to session something, Ilkley's Mary Jane's Session IPA may well be up your street, to be honest. I mean, you know, when you look at sort of like Carlin, Foster's, they don't really have a lot of flavour. This does have that, and it's still weaker than that. So you could literally go out from 10 o'clock in the morning and drink that probably till 10 o'clock the following day and still be pretty decent. So yeah, Ilkley Brewery, not personally my cup of tea, not the sort of thing that I would personally drink, but if you do like your lighter beers and you like your pale ales, I think that doesn't do a bad job, certainly at 3.5%. So yeah, I'd recommend it to a certain style of drinker, if you like, or certain alcohol drinker, if you like. For me, don't float my boat necessarily, but it's certainly not bad. That's it for this review. I've waffled on for fucking nearly 12 minutes. So I'm going to shut the hell up. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you again soon on another one. Cheers.